So you're planning to move to Dallas and you keep hearing that Frisco is the place to be. Well, buckle up because I'm about to give you 5 reasons why you should move somewhere other than Frisco in 2024. A few years ago, Frisco was a fairly affordable place to move, relatively speaking. Well, that isn't the case today. The median home price in Frisco is currently sitting at $673,000. Compare that to nearby cities with less brand recognition, such as Little Elm at $504,000, The Colony at $505,000, Plano at $540,000, McKinney at $560,000, and even Allen at $611,000. And it just financially doesn't make as much sense as it used to when you're considering a move to Frisco. As you can see, you can still get the same great experience of living in North Dallas without the sticker shock of living in a Frisco zip code. With high property values comes high property taxes.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Texas is one of the few states with no income tax, which means that Texas funds itself primarily through sales and property taxes. The good news is Frisco has some of the lowest property tax rates in Collin County, but due to the property values being higher than some surrounding cities, you can expect to pay more in property taxes at the end of the day. Now, there was some recent relief in these rising property taxes when the governor signed a bill that increases the homestead exemption for primary residences. That means you'll be paying less in property taxes over the next few years. If you are coming from a coastal state though, you can expect a larger percentage of your tax burden as a Texas resident to be coming from your property taxes. That's important to know because sometimes people get shocked when they see just how much property taxes are here. Now, this may still translate into lower property taxes than you're currently paying, but you should be aware of that. For those who might be wondering, the overall tax burden for living here in Texas is just 8.6%. Compare that to New York, which is sitting at 15.6%, and it's looking pretty rosy over here. If you're living in a major city in America, you're probably thinking, there's no way that Frisco is overcrowded. What is this guy even talking about? And you'd be right. Frisco currently has a population density of just 1,900 people per square mile. When you compare that to other major cities in the United States, Frisco is looking like a great place to raise a family. However, it is really important to note, Frisco is one of the fastest growing cities in America with multiple major developments currently under construction. One such project is Fields West, a 55-acre urban development being constructed on the north side of the city. This is the last major piece of land to be developed in Frisco, and in addition to the planned 55-acre urban center, it will include hundreds of mansions built on massive lots that overlook what was once Fields Ranch. This community will be known as the Preserve. Just down the hill from the Preserve will be a community of thousands of affordable homes that will make up the community Brookside. Another development currently in the works is a Universal Studios theme park that just broke ground on the south side of Fields Ranch. This will significantly increase both local and tourist traffic to the area. Before you get too excited about this, the Universal Studios is aimed for children aged 3 to 11, so don't expect to see a new Jurassic World river rafting ride there when they open. Still, this will be a great place to take your family if you've got younger kids. Now, if you thought I was done,
that's not all, folks.
Think again, because PGA Golf has just begun work on their new headquarters on the north side of Fields Ranch, just off 380. All this is to say that you can expect population density to continue to rise as a result of this development, and with it, some big city problems that you might be looking to avoid with your move to Texas. So if you're considering a move to Texas for a slower pace of living, I'd recommend that you take a look at neighboring cities such as McKinney and Princeton to the east, Allen to the southeast, or Prosper to the north, if a slightly longer commute isn't a concern for you. You might be wondering what all this news about development and overcrowding means for future home values in Frisco. Now, nobody has a crystal ball, but we will likely see Frisco's home values continue to slightly outpace growth compared to neighboring suburbs for years to come. Frisco currently has the highest valuations of properties compared to its surrounding cities, with the exception of Prosper to the north. Now check out that town's home values, and now you know why that town was named Prosper. The downside to all of this growth, and what some people are predicting, is that Frisco will become the third hub of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The result would be that Frisco transitions over the next 10, 20, and 30 years into a more retail, commercial, and commercial residential area to support the surrounding area's booming population. DFW is currently projected to have between 13 and 16 million residents by the year 2050. Considering Dallas-Fort Worth currently sits at just 6.5 million, we have a lot of expansion yet to come in order to meet that demand. This makes Frisco a great place to live not just for today, but it's also an exceptional place to invest for the near and long term. Just keep in mind that the Frisco you move to today might not be the same Frisco 20 years from now. And if longevity appreciation is your concern, I definitely recommend taking a second look at some of the neighboring suburbs that are less focused on commercial growth, such as Prosper, McKinney, Allen, Princeton, or even Little Elm if you'd like to be near Lake Louisville. And that brings me to my last reason why you might want to reconsider moving to Frisco today, and that's the topography. Granted, topography isn't the best anywhere in Dallas, but there are some areas that are a little bit better than others. Frisco has no large bodies of water within its city limits, and if you're coming from a coastal state, you might find yourself missing the forests, water, hills, and just the general beauty of nature that you've come to expect. The Dallas Metroplex has a ton of flat pasture land, which makes it ideal for convenient suburban living, but it also has a major drawback with a whole lot of nothing to look at. This topography is also a big reason why Dallas grew in the first place. Back in the early days of Dallas, the trains were built through the city for its central location to hundreds of miles of farmland that produced cotton. Did you know that Texas used to be the largest cotton producer in the world, and Dallas was the central hub for that production? That's pretty cool, right? Well, as a result, people would build their businesses and homes near the train, and before you knew it, Dallas had a booming population. So today, Texas is still the top producer of cotton here in the United States, but Dallas has since transformed itself into a hub for diverse businesses from Fortune 500 companies to financial institutions and a multitude of startup companies. Now, if you're looking for more scenic living, I'd suggest taking a look at nearby cities such as Little Elm, The Colony, Highland Village, and Lake Dallas. These cities are all close to Frisco and situated around Lake Louisville. See, I personally chose to buy my home here on Lake Louisville in The Colony for the simple fact that I get to wake up every day and look out at a forest right behind my home, which happens to be a state-designated nature preserve. And I can also enjoy a short walk to the park right on the lake when I want to get out into nature. Now, if neighborhoods like this appeal to you, please give me a call. I'd be happy to show you some of the options that are similar to this in the surrounding area. Which brings me to another great option. Rather than looking for a spot near the lake, you can purchase a home that backs up to a green space within the centrally located development. That gives you the feeling of living near nature while still being situated close to the bustle of the city. So if lakes aren't your thing, you can also take a look at buying in a city that is still surrounded by ranch and farmland. If that's the case, I'd recommend checking out Prosper, Salina, Princeton, or Melissa. Keep in mind that the entire Metroplex is booming, so over time these areas will likely be built up and some of that beautiful land will be developed into housing. On the bright side, that makes these cities great locations to get into early before the prices go up even higher as urban sprawl continues its long march north. Now, with everything I said about Frisco, please don't misunderstand me to mean that Frisco isn't a great place to live, because it absolutely is. I don't think you can go wrong buying anywhere here in the North Dallas area, and that's why I moved my own family down here in 2018. However, if you're looking from out of state, you should definitely consider the areas surrounding the big name cities like Frisco and Plano. These cities have a lot to offer and they may be better suited to you and your family's needs. If you're still thinking of buying in Frisco or you're looking elsewhere here in the Dallas Metroplex, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to help and I'm available day or night to help you with your real estate needs. Check the description for all my contact information and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, thank you for watching and please hit the like button below and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. And before you go, check out my latest video above.